So welcome to this video. The first and only measurement you're going to need is the neck measurement. So you put the tape, make sure it goes around the neck. It should not be snug. The tape should just touch, two ends should just touch, and wherever I think I should just take it and show you guys. So this is how I took it around her neck. So pass it around, and you see where it just touches. That's where you would. What's wrong with you? Where it just touches, that's where you would take it. Alright? That's how you take it. So with that out of the way, let's start applying the measurements. Here I have a piece of brown paper. This was a full-length brown paper that I've cut in half. Alright? What I want you to do is just simply fold it like so. Alright, after you folded your paper like that, it will give you a mark. It will give you two lines, and the middle of this is going to be the middle of the neck. Alright, so what I want you to do is you're going to divide whatever neck number you had. So for instance, I had 10 inches. I'm going to divide that into 4 places, so I should be left with 2.5. So whatever you took as the neck circumference, divide it into 4 places. Alright, so for me 2.5, because the neck I measured was 10, I'll simply mark that, keeping the 2.5 at the point here. Now we have a circle, but if you measure around this circle, alright, it would appear to be just a bit bigger than whatever you have. So this is not 10 inches. If I want to measure around, alright, so this is giving me around 15.5 inches after I measure around. That extra allowance is to keep some space around the neck. You don't want it to be too snug like you put the tape, if not it's going to be uncomfortable when it is worn. So you want to use the neck as a guide, but you don't want to make the circle to be as tight as the actual measurement that you took, because that will make it to be too tight around the neck. But just measure the neck, divide the neck by 4, place it around, use that as a guide to draw a circle, and the circle that you draw would be comfortable around the neck. Alright, so now on to the next step. Alright, you see this line that we have here, we're going to treat this like the opening on our pillow. Alright, so the front side here where you open and where around the neck. So this line that we have here is going to serve as the front. Alright, so now the next thing is to mark the thickness of our neckline of our pillow around the neckline that we have. So how thick the pillow is going to be. So what I'm going to do is, what I would advise you to do is, or how I came about the number I'm about to use now, you're going to measure from the neck here to wherever the shoulder stops, and you're going to multiply that number by 2, because you're going to stuff it, so it's going to puff up a bit. So for me, I ended up with around 7 inches. Alright, so I'm going to place 7 inches around this neckline. Make sure that the edge of your tape is sitting on the edge of the circle. Alright, so now we have drawn the circle around. Now mind you, that 7 inches also contains the sewing allowance on both sides. So I'm going to use half of it here and half of it here, and whatever is left in between is what we're actually going to use for the for stuffing. Alright, so you see this edge that we have here, this is just going to be a straight edge, and we don't want that. We want it to be roundish. Okay, we want the end to be rounded. Alright, so this is the fabric I'm using. You have to make sure you use very good quality Ankara, or just good quality Ankara. Don't use those fabrics that have a lot of polyester in them, because they will cause a lot of heat around the neck. So you want cotton. Okay, so you can see this is high target. Make sure you get good quality high target. If you don't have it, you can buy linen is also a fine a good, not lining, linen is a good fabric for that's a bit breathable, so it's not going to cause too much heat around the neck, because mind you, you have a pillow that is sitting very very close to the neck. The fabric has to be a fabric that's good for your skin and that will not cause too much heat around the neck, so that the child doesn't start having rashes, or you don't start having rashes, because this can be made for an adult as well. You just have to increase the size. So we'll simply place this on top, and because the fabric was placed on the fold, once I'm done cutting, I would end up with two pieces of fabric. Alright, so now I'm going to head over to my sewing machine, though I'm not going to take you guys there. I'm going to basically stitch both of them together. So you see, I'm going to start from anywhere. I'm going to start from inside here. I'm going to stitch around here, around the outer part, and then I'm going to stop right at this back part here. I'm going to stop, keep a space of like 7 inches so that I can pass through there to stuff the pillow, and then I'm going to continue the stitch back to where I started. Alright, so let me do that and I'll be back. Alright, so I've stitched around everywhere here. I stopped here, okay, kept a gap, came back here and continued all the way back to where I started. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to carefully notch around everywhere around the pillow, so that when I turn it inside out, everything will lay smoothly. Alright, so just simply make a notch all the way around. This is going to take some time, so I'll see you when I'm done for the next step. Okay, so I'm going to use my scissors, push out all the edges, and then I'm going to iron it. Alright, so yeah, I've turned everything out. I didn't iron it anymore because I felt like once I start pushing my down into it, everything is going to take shape. Yeah, a moment of silence for my pillow that was sacrificed for this video. Alright, in case you don't have an old pillow that you can discard to do this, you can check your city, anywhere you see them making, where they make custom furniture. You can ask around them. I bet that they would have a place where they will show you where you can get something like this, if not better, or foam. Alright, so now you know the drill, or you already know what it is. I'm going to simply stuff the pillow with this until it won't take any more. So alright, so you can see I've stuffed it all the way around. Whatever hole is left here, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. I'm going to force the take the down out of my way, and I'm going to simply stop stitch here and seal the hole, and I'm going to shake up the pillow to try and at least redistribute the down I have inside. Because of this space I have to keep here to be able to make the stitch without it being too full, I've pushed a lot of excess in some places, or at least more than I would have, into a lot of places. Like for instance, you can see here that looks a bit rocky. I'm going to shake it and distribute the down a bit more inside the pillow so that it fills out whatever is left here. So let me go and do that. Alright, once I stitch this hole, I'm done, so I don't think I'm going to come back. So once you get to this level, you are done. If you've come this far, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye.